Hi, welcome to the third lesson on nutrition and diet. Like many of you, I grew up on a diet of McDonald's, pizza, Chinese food, soda, and candy. Unfortunately, this lasted way too long, and it wasn't until a few years ago that I woke up to the impact of this kind of nutritional lifestyle on my body, my mind, and most importantly, on my adult ADD symptoms. How did I come to realize the impact of this food on my life? Well, it started with Netflix and going through all the food related documentaries on Netflix, starting with Food Inc., Forks Over Knives, Super Size Me, etc. In fact, I have a whole list of recommended movies on the website that you can see. Going through these movies helped me realize the impact of processed foods on my body. And then slowly over time, I started cutting back on the processed foods and the sugar and realized I was feeling much better. I was better able to concentrate, focus, and had more energy. So, my suggestion is to start educating yourself on how food impacts our bodies and our minds by looking at some of these documentaries on Netflix. I want to talk about a couple books that had a particular impact on me that I think are very important. The first is The Whole30 Diet. And this is a bestseller on the market now. And basically, the book challenges you to go 30 days without any dairy, grains, alcohol, or sugar. And the idea is to check in with yourself after 30 days and see what the impact of this healthy nutritional lifestyle is on your body. So I highly recommend that book. The second book I recommend is called The Zone Diet. Barry Sears is a medical doctor, and he was hired by the American Olympic team about 20 years ago to support the team with nutrition and understand what kinds of foods would maximize their ability to succeed and to thrive and obviously win medals. What he found was that reducing glucose spikes allowed the athletes to practice more and to sustain motivation. So, how did they do that? Well, what he found is that adding protein to every meal, healthy proteins, mitigated the effects of the glucose spikes. When you have pizza or sugar, you know what it feels like to have a glucose spike and then the inevitable crash. And that's what he wanted to avoid. And what he found is by adding a little bit of protein to every one of the meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, the spikes were lessened. So that's also my suggestion to you is even for breakfast, try to add some protein to your meal. If you're vegan, you can also find non-meat based protein products. So that was the contribution of Dr. Barry Sears. And why this is important is because researchers in Florida also discovered that when there's a glucose spike and an inevitable crash, the ability to control oneself, especially willpower, is decreased. And of course, if you have adult ADD, lack of willpower or lack of self control is one of the hallmarks of the disorder. So, while we're not Olympic athletes, we will benefit from reducing glucose spikes. And Dr. Barry Sears found that adding protein to the diet will do that, allowing us to control our bodies, control our minds, and improve our willpower. So, again, check out the movies I recommended on the website on Netflix, from Super Size Me to Forks Over Knives, Vegucated, etc. Check out the Whole30 Diet book and The Zone Diet by Dr. Barry Sears. And hopefully you'll be on the way to improving what you put in your body so that you can function better, improve self-control, and increase your willpower. Thank you very much, and stay tuned for the next lesson.